Welcome back. So, today I wanted to talk about how to deal with difficult discussions and as well difficult times in your life that will happen automatically. Being sober, you're gonna have to deal with these things, especially me that I no longer use alcohol as to avoid my problems and not deal with the situation, and actually take time to think about what's happening, what's going on, not just physically with the problem at hand, but within my own self, why I think that's a problem, or how I can correct it, and how can I understand and make my mindset to understand the situation and make it a better understanding for myself to see how I can push forward and make sure it doesn't happen again, or to set up boundaries that allow me for it not to happen again. So a lot of things happen from the time that I've been sober now at this point, about 9 months. I'm going into 9 months in December here. So the things, I've had a lot of difficult conversations with people. In the beginning, it was still hard. The first 3 months, yeah, I still had a lot of ego. Thought everything had to go my way. If it wasn't my way, people were wrong. So ultimately, I started understanding and seeing the bigger picture, like how I contribute to these things happening to me. Because in every situation, you contribute somewhere of one form or another. And what I realize half the time is that even if you are allowing other people to get reactions of you, that is in your control. Just because you're having difficult conversations doesn't mean that you have to react to that conversation or be angry or upset or mad or depressed. It just means sometimes that you need to take a little more time for yourself to realize what your response needs to be. And that's okay. You don't have to respond when other people ask you questions. It's okay to tell them, hey, you know what? Let me think about this. Or, hey, I need a moment. Give me some time and I'll give you an answer. Not everything requires a response immediately. And that for me was difficult in the beginning. I thought somebody's asking you a question, you have to respond. You have to give them an answer. And you don't. You're the judge of this to understand if somebody's asking you for something, just because they're asking doesn't mean that you have to give it to them. It is something that you do have to acknowledge that they're asking you a question, and you should acknowledge that, hey, I'm thinking about it, and let me think about this before I answer it. But you don't have to impulsively just answer what's going on. And along the way, from three months to 6 months, I started to build a more routine on allowing my feelings to be just feelings. Guess what? Am I sad? Yeah. Am I angry? Yeah. Okay. And I started writing these things down. Like, okay, I'm angry for what reasons? Why did this anger me? Why did this upset me so much? And in between there, most of the time, it felt like somebody was attacking me. I was being judged. Uh, they weren't listening to me. So most of the cases that I came up with was just pretty much the unknown, and the unknown is a very scary place. It's just like anybody's future. Do you know what your future would be? No, I don't think anybody does. Do you hope and do you have plans and how your future should be going or how you want it to go? Yeah, of course. I think everybody has plans in that. But ultimately, just because you have a plan doesn't mean that it's gonna go in that direction. But the thing that I figured out is that it's okay if it doesn't go in that direction. It's okay you take 2 steps back. It's okay that you failed on something. All of these things are okay. This is the one thing that I learned is that I'm okay with the failures now. I'm okay to not succeed the first time, and to get it more perfect the next time and the next time. Because the more practice you have on these things, the better off that you're gonna be. Now, when I have a difficult conversation with somebody, I can understand their side, and if they're hurting, I can relate and say, I'm sorry that you're hurting, or I appreciate what your feedback is. At this point, I'm I love having more difficult conversations. I love to be more vulnerable with my friends and tell them what's going on. Because that was hard for me to be vulnerable. I was growing up in a family that vulnerability wasn't a thing. Like you're not supposed to tell how your feelings are or what hurts you or if somebody did you wrong. You were supposed to just ignore it or not deal with the problem or just cut them off your life. And you can do that too, but at the end, you're the judge of it. If you want to, that's your choice. But it's the way that you want to live. And I choose to live where I want to make sure that my life is as peaceful as I can make it. And if that means that I have to tell certain people that you no longer have to be in my life, then that's what I will have to tell them. Or if I have to separate myself from friends that no longer serve me to do the right things or move me in the path that I want to move to, then that's what it's going to have to be. At the end of the day, I have a dream, and my dreams are my dreams, and nobody out here will understand those decisions. A lot of people tell me I'm wrong about the way I will do certain things or this and that. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, that's their point of view. That's what they believe is right. And you're the only person that can know what is right for you. So don't allow other people to judge you or take over control over that, because that's very important. Stay very strong to your decisions, because at the end of the day, those decisions are either gonna make you or they're gonna break you. And you gotta be okay with what you decide, because with every choice comes consequences, no matter what choices are those. If it's a good choice or a bad choice, everything comes with a consequence, comes with a price. And that's just life though. But that's something I'm willing to take for half the time now. That even in a good choices, sometimes bad things happen, and sometimes when you make bad choices, sometimes good things happen. And you just gotta be very accepting of the things that it's okay that things will happen, and just move forward when they do happen. So when you hit that bridge, cross it. But don't sit here and contemplate about what will happen. This probably is going to happen, because you don't know if that will happen or not. But when it does, or if it does, deal with it then. But that's my talk of the day. But I appreciate you guys so much. I'll talk to you guys.